order the regular meeting of December 15th, 2014. Can I have provisions of the Open Publics Meeting Law, please?
Pursuant to the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Law, adequate public notice of this meeting has been given. A, by publication in the required newspapers of the date, time, and location of this meeting more than 48 hours in advance. B, by posting advance written notice on the official bulletin board in the municipal building. C, by filing advance written notice with the township clerk for the purpose of public inspection.
Can we have roll call of officials present, please?
Committeewoman Taylor? Here. Committeeman Billy?
Yeah, here.
Committeeman Moreno?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Lasella?
Here.
Mayor McCabe?
Here. If we could have the invocation by Reverend Glenn, please. Hi, Reverend.
How you doing? Shall we pray? Lord in heaven, we seek tonight your blessing of your wisdom and your guidance upon those who lead and serve our town. And Lord, we also pray as we consider this time of year, the principle of peace on earth. I pray that in our town and in our lives, that will be the ruling principle of your gift of peace. And I pray this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Now if you could all rise to salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now if I could ask Gary Brown to step forward to make presentations to local businesses on behalf of the fire department.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Committees, thank you for the time. Every year, in addition to the tens of thousands of man hours that our guys and ladies put in volunteering with Barnegat Fire Company, there's a lot of citizens and businesses that also chip in and do a lot of things for us so that we can meet the mission, both Firematic and the other things that we do throughout the town. But then there's some businesses that really stand out and go above and beyond. So each year we like to recognize them and award them a little token of our appreciation that they can hang in their place of business so that everybody can see that they are a great supporter of Barnegat Fire Company. So first one up, they are not here. We're going to get that at our installation dinner. That was for Barnegat Township Public Works. They do a lot of great things for us, making our signs for us. During our 5K run, they put out a lot of things and get the course ready for us. So we're going to get that to them at our installation dinner. First one up, this company's done a lot of stuff for us for the last couple of years that he's been in business here in town. In addition to financial donations to the fire company, he regularly sends guys over to help clean the firehouse and shine the floors for us in our hall. This first one goes to Chris Verberg, owner and operator of Serpro of Manahawkin. There you go. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Chris, you just picked up a contract with the town to clean out the police. He also helped out the police department with any biohazards in the cells and the police cars, right? Yeah. So doing a public service for them too. So, thank you. Thank you for your help. Appreciate it. Is somebody here from Seaview? No, I guess they didn't make it. Seaview Orthopedic, they're located right here in Barnegat. They do a lot of great things for us also. In addition, this year they started doing our fit testing, which is an annual requirement for our Scott tanks. And in addition to financial donations to us, they always help out sending people to volunteer at our events that they need help for. Next one up, this guy's always been a great supporter of us. And although he doesn't deliver pizza anywhere else, he does deliver to the firehouse when we call him when we do need him to. So that's a really great perk. We need like 10 or 12 pies if we're on an incident or something. He actually brings them himself sometimes. Every Fall Fest, he sends a guy over just in a tuxedo to serve food. So in addition to financial donations, it always helps out. I want to thank Andre from Naples Pizza. Yeah, we feel special. We're the only ones who deliver to. So. Here's a great little story. Last night we actually had, and thankfully nobody got hurt, but there was an accident on Route 9. A guy took out 3 poles and a fire hydrant, so he did a nice job. And as we were standing there cleaning up the debris on Route 9, I looked up, And I realized you really can't spell Barnegat without A&R because we're right across the street from A&R Pools. And I saw his sign and I was thinking about that and I was like, oh, that gives me something to say tonight. So I want to thank Bob Raleigh. He's always great with financial contributions. And in addition to Serpro, A&R Pools sponsored the candy that Santa threw out throughout the town over the last 2 weeks. So thank you very much. So this one here, this crew of ladies, they do a great job for us every year. They help out, they volunteer, they sell tickets for us for whatever they need. They send over, I guess, women power, not manpower. They send over women power to help us out with any of our events that we need it for. And I see Nancy just walked in, so this one goes to Curves for Women of Barnegat. Thanks so much for your help.
Thank you.
Thank all the ladies down there too for everything they do for us, so we appreciate it. Okay, these guys here, they've really done a lot of stuff for us over, especially the last 2 years with, regarding our fire prevention that we do for the town. Those of you who don't know, every October is Fire Safety Week, although we say every day is Fire Safety Day, right? But the first week of October is always Fire Prevention Week, and it's very expensive to give all the kindergartners through third graders materials for fire prevention. So the last couple of years, the Van Dyke Group has really stepped up, and they purchase all of those items for us so that every kindergartner through third grade throughout the Barnegat school system gets something to take home. Usually it's like a little coloring book that has lots of great fire prevention materials in there. So I want to thank Jerry Thompson and Marty Lasella from the Van Dyke Group. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Thank you very much. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for everything. Thank you.
These guys didn't make it tonight. I believe it was their son's birthday, so they weren't able to make it. Last year we discovered that we had an old oil tank under our back parking lot that supposedly had been there since the Dutch ran Barnegat. So we weren't sure what we were going to find when we dug it up. In case you don't know, the Dutch settled Barnegat. But anyway, we didn't know what we were going to find when it was dug up, and we didn't know what kind of environmental impact it was going to have. We didn't know what was down there. And luckily, the guys and ladies from Venture Tank really stepped up. They came, they found it, and they dug it up, and they did it at no cost to the fire company. Literally saved us thousands of dollars. Tested the soil, found out that there was no leakage to the surrounding soil, and did a great job for us. Unfortunately, they're not here to get this tonight, but I did want to make sure they got publicly recognized for what they did for us and saved us back. So yeah, that was a great thing they did for us. And is Bill over here? No, Bill didn't make it tonight? No. So the last one that we have, last recognition that we have tonight, this guy, every time we have something that we need to publicize, every time we have an event coming up, whether it's a fundraiser or even some of our news stories, positive ones, he's always quick to either call me or I call him, and he always makes sure that the fire company gets great coverage. And we really appreciate that, and this isn't to hurt his journalistic integrity accepting anything, but we really appreciate what Eric does for us. And so we got Eric, we got you a nice little pen, and the engraving says, presented to Eric England, many thanks from the Barnegat Fire Company. So thank you. That's it, yep. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And now we'll have a presentation by Business Administrator Breeden for Committeeman Len Moreno.
Good evening, everybody. I failed to recognize, I would be following up on Gary Brown, President of Barnegat Fire, financial advisor, and stand-up comic for Barnegat. However, on a serious note, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize committee member Len Moreno's years of service to Barnegat. Now, normally, you would have an elected official making this presentation. However, last week I asked the 4 governing body members, since I've been here since 2006, when Len arrived, that I would take the opportunity to make this presentation tonight. All 4 said yes, they would be more than happy for me to make the presentation.
That's because they're Republicans.
And I'm an independent, okay? I met Len on a very cold day in January of 2006 when I came into this room for my second interview as Barnegat Township Administrator. I think you guys were sitting on a table on the floor at the time, and all 5 of the township committee members at that time had an opportunity to ask me questions. And since that time, I've been working with Len with regards to moving Barnegat Township forward. Being an elected official in this day and age is not difficult. It's difficult, especially at the local level. When you're at the state and the federal level, you can hide in Trenton, you can hide in Washington, behind desks, offices, and cubicles. However, when you're working on behalf of the people of Barnegat, there is no place to hide. And I commend Len and all the township committee members for sitting up there every meeting and doing what is best for Barnegat Township. Len has served Barnegat for 18 years. I think the first was 9 years, and then the second was the second 9 years. He should be commended for his dedication to Barnegat, his commitment to the community, and his ability to reason through challenging and complex situations which are presented to Barnegat. Though Len and I did not always agree on certain issues, when the time came to reach consensus, when there was a crisis in town or a storm, and I can remember sitting in the shelter with Len during the forest fires, Hurricane Irene, Superstorm Sandy, and Len telling me, Dave, do whatever needs to be done to protect the residents of Barnegat. Len was there when it was needed, when he was always to be counted on. So again, I recognize and acknowledge Len Morano for his 18 years of dedicated and committed service to the Township of Barnegat, the residents of Barnegat, and to the taxpayers of Barnegat. Congratulations.
Deputy Mayor, Police Commissioner, Chairman of Consumer Protection. Every role I played, I always thought of the people. And that's what I was elected for, to think of the people, not my party. And that's the way I always voted, and I always will vote, because I'm taking a little rest, but I'm sure you'll see me again. Thank you again, and God bless you, and have a nice weekend.
Frank.
Easy.
She's trying to
Take care.
Resolution 2014-463.
Resolution authorizing the Township Committee to retire into closed session for the purpose of discussing personnel, public safety, contractual, and litigation matters.
Mayor, no closed session needed this evening.
Okay, motion to table resolution.
Second.
Roll call.
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSella?
Yes.
Mayor McKay?
Yes. Resolution 2014-464.
Resolution appointing Michelle A. Rivers as municipal clerk.
Motion to adopt resolution?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSella?
Yes.
Mayor McCabe?
Yes. Resolution 2014-465.
Resolution appointing Donna M. Mano as deputy municipal clerk.
Motion to adopt resolution?
So moved. Second.
Okay. Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSella?
Yes.
And Mayor McCabe?
Yes. Resolution 2014-466.
Resolution appointing Donna M. Mano as registrar of vital statistics.
Motion to adopt resolution?
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSella?
Yes.
Mayor McCabe?
Yes. Resolution 2014-467.
Resolution appointing Michelle A. Rivers as deputy registrar of vital statistics.
Motion to adopt resolution?
So moved. Second.
Roll call?
Committeewoman Taylor?
Yes.
Committeeman Billy?
Yes.
Committeeman Morano?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor LaSella?
Yes.
Mayor McCabe?
Yes. And now if I could have Michelle and Donna join me front, please, and I will administer the oaths. Left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Michelle A. Rivers,
I, Michelle A. Rivers,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of municipal clerk,
of the office of municipal clerk,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Donna, if you'd like to step forward. And please repeat after me. I, Donna M. Manna,
I, Donna M. Manon,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State
and the Constitution of the State
of New Jersey,
and
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and this state,
and this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all of the duties
perform all of the duties
of the office of Deputy Municipal Clerk,
of the office of the Deputy Municipal Clerk,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so
Congratulations. Congratulations, I give these to you now. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Michelle and Donna.
Thank you.
And now we move on to the mayor's report. Just a couple brief notations as we wrap up the year. Tonight I'd like to take the opportunity to look ahead to 2015 and briefly discuss many of the exciting things on the horizon for Barnegat Township. There is a mandate for improved recreation. We've heard it loud and clear. Enhanced public safety, and in general, modern and capable government that is able to meet the needs of the growing community. The die was cast for Barnegat back in the early 1980s when the State Pinelands Commission designated Barnegat as a regional growth zone. As a result, Barnegat experienced an explosion of growth up until the recent 2009 recession. But as we recover from that adverse economic event, construction and growth has once again increased. While it is sentimental to think of Barnegat as a small, quaint village on Route 9, that's how I remember it when I moved here all those years ago, the reality is that we must plan for a medium to large-sized township with a substantial population that has many diverse needs that must be addressed. I'm looking forward to working with my fellow township committee members, along with the Barnegat Board of Education and our partners at the county and state level, with improving upon and expanding on the already high quality of life in Barnegat. I look forward with great anticipation with developing a much needed and long overdue recreational plan for our residents, along with securing a suitable town hall facility fitting of our proud community, all in a fiscally responsible manner. 2015 will be a year of progress, a year of achievement and accomplishment for Barnegat. It will be a year of consensus building for all those elected to represent the residents of Barnegat, and that indeed good things can happen when the only priority of the elected official is the advancement and well-being of this town. I want to wish you all a very happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and a very, very happy New Year. Thank you. Okay, now to committee reports. Committeewoman Taylor, should I go first?
Good evening. My report tonight is pretty much going to be offering my congratulations to numerous people. Since I wasn't at the last Township Committee meeting, I would like to take this opportunity to publicly congratulate Committeeman Lasella and John Novak for their win this past November. It should be an interesting year. I would also like to thank and congratulate our retiring Township Clerk, Sharon Hours, for her years of service to Barnegat. Sharon has been a tremendous help to me for the past 2 years, and I'm going to miss her. Congratulations, Donna Mano, on her promotion to Deputy Clerk, and Michelle Rivers to her promotion to Township Clerk. I know you will both do a great job. Next, I would like to congratulate Mayor McCabe for her formal acceptance into the Republican Club. Now, to Len Morano, the longest-serving Democrat in Ocean County. You have worked extremely hard for the past 18 years, and I, for one, appreciate all you have done for us. So thank you, Len, for your dedication to our town. The only question I have for you now is if you're going to pass your lone Democrat shirt on to me. Finally, I was pleased to see that a few of our current township professionals submitted bids for the next year that were very competitive and lower than others that were submitted. This includes our current township attorney and our current township engineer. I hope that this township committee works for the township of Barnegat and goes with the lower bids in order to save our residents some tax dollars and are not swayed by political patronage. Finally, I would like to wish everyone here a blessed holiday and a happy and healthy New Year. Thank you.
Committeeman Billy, would you like to go next?
Sure. I think I turn that mic down so I don't get in trouble. First of all, Lenny, my congratulations on your 18 years of great service to the town. We've always had a lot of fun in this corner. Sometimes you get on the mic, sometimes you didn't, sometimes we got in trouble. But that's okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. As far as Sharon is concerned, she did a fantastic job, and right now she's in Hawaii enjoying the warm tropical sun, and God bless her, she definitely deserves it. Don and Michelle, I know we got a great team there, and I'm sure we're going to be fine, and we thank you for your service. As far as one concern I have tonight is ordinance number 2014-35. On the agenda this evening is a land use ordinance regarding a mixed-use development project on State Route 9. The mixed-use development reflects both commercial and industrial elements in our project. As stated many times, under the current economical conditions, in order to secure commercial projects, a residential component must be incorporated into the project to make it financially viable with lending institutions. Barnegat has been successful in allowing mixed-use development as a springboard to the much-needed commercial development. An alternative to mixed-use development in the township is the township permitting tax abatements or other financial concessions and givebacks which drastically dilute or diminish
the financial benefits of a low-impact commercial rateable. Tonight, we are considering this ordinance. I would urge all my fellow committee members to reflect upon the need for additional businesses in Barnegat. And with this ordinance, we are realizing that a goal without agreeing to a fiscal concession and givebacks other developers have requested. So what I'm trying to say is that in many cases, you know, there is always the tax abatements, there's always the givebacks. When you don't have to do that if you add a residential component in today's world. On a lighter note, of course, I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holiday, and please have a safe and happy time. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor LaSalle, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start off wishing well to Sharon in her retirement and thanking Lenny for his years of service and congratulating our two new incoming positions for Donna and Michelle. All right, I'd like to start off with the Barnegat Police and some of the liaison there. I am pleased to announce tonight that the Barnegat Township Police has been successful with receiving international reaccreditation or renewal from the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies organizations. Barnegat Police is one of the few departments in the state and in the nation that have both the international accreditation. Barnegat Police received state accreditation initially in 2008 and initially an international accreditation in 2011. The renewal of the accreditation status reflects an ongoing commitment of the department to adhere to the highest standards and best practices in law enforcement. As an example of the talent and ability of the Barnegat Police Department, a member of the force recently gave a lecture at Princeton University. Lieutenant Keith Germain gave a presentation to public policy class at Princeton University regarding law enforcement and in particular the use of deadly force, a very relevant topic considering current events. Congratulations to Keith Germain for such an impressive achievement. It is a proud accomplishment for Lieutenant Germain as an individual and for the department as a law enforcement institution. Barnegat Police had their fourth Narcan saved this weekend by reviving a young lady early Saturday morning. While we can have a public policy debate over the use of this, the position of the Barnegat is that every life has value and all deserve a second chance. The quick actions of the Barnegat police officers saved another life, and this along with the other recent achievements reflect the high caliber of the police officers working under the leadership of the Barnegat Police Chief Art Drexler. We are all proud of the Barnegat Township Police Department. I would like to thank all the committee members and all that attended my mother's services over this past week. At this point, we wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Lenny, would you like to have the last one?
Sure, why not? First, I'd like to congratulate Michelle and Donna. I think they'll do a fine job. They've always been there when you need them. And I just want to go back a few years, sitting up here as the lone Democrat for many years. I've never had a problem with any of the office workers or any of my colleagues at the time. They've always treated me as one of them, which I say thank you to all of you. And going back since 1976, when I first sat in this seat, we were at that time 3 Democrats, and it wasn't for long. It was 5 Republicans, 4 Republicans, I'm sorry. But I've always managed to have friends on the committee, and again, I appreciate everyone treating me as a colleague and a professional, and everyone did that from Public Works to the front office. I mean, we've always worked together. I just want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will take a little rest and give it another shot. So you haven't seen me, I'll be back. Thank you, and have a great time.
Administrator's report, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Before I get to the report or agenda, I'd just like to offer my congratulations to Michelle and Donna for the new roles in the organization. I've been working with both of them since 2006, and they've always done an outstanding job on behalf of the township, and I'm confident they will continue in that role. Also, I'd like to wish or give best wishes to Sharon as she flies over the continent and Pacific to Hawaii. Over the holiday season, she will be suffering in Hawaii, as we stay here in the cold and rainy Barnegat. But she has earned that and has deserved that, and I wish her very well in her retirement. If we can get to the agenda now, since I do not have any reports for the evening, on page 3 of the agenda, I would like to cover several ordinances which are for second reading tonight. Ordinance 2014-27, second reading, public comment, and final adoption, deals with an ordinance on the rent leveling board. We have discussed this ordinance at length over the 3 past meetings. In essence, what this ordinance does is eliminate the rent leveling board and places all responsibilities and duties of the rent leveling board with the township administrator. We can discuss what occurred in the past, but essentially we feel that placing all the duties and responsibilities of the board with the administrator will streamline the process, be able to move issues quickly through the process, in addition to enhancing the ability of the township to address any concerns that the residents have in both mobile home parks. In essence, and I said this at the last township committee meeting, that the township will be looking to minimize rent increases while maximizing quality of life in both mobile home parks. I strongly believe that you'll find no stronger advocate than this township committee with respect to representing the interest of the residents that live both in Pinewood and Brighton. And again, this ordinance, we feel strongly, will enhance, improve, upgrade our ability to address those concerns while at the same time moving any rent increase or request through the process quickly while taking into account any items of concern. Ordinance 2014-31 is an ordinance allowing a pilot payment in lieu of taxes for the 100% affordable housing project to be located on State Route 9 and Georgetown Boulevard, as previously discussed. 2 senior developments west of the Parkway, Lighthouse Village, and the 5th Avenue track had an affordable element in each of them. As a result of 3-party discussions, a determination was made to take that state-mandated affordable housing development requirement and move it to roughly 70 apartments, age-restricted, on Route 9 and Georgetown Boulevard, where it's readily accessible to both commercial and public transportation. As a result of doing that, the township will realize an enhancement in rateables in both Lighthouse and the 5th Avenue tract as a result of 70 market rate homes being constructed. As a result, the township will realize or recognize in excess of $250,000 in additional property tax revenue as a result of that move. Again, let me make it clear that the township of Barnegat had a state mandate to build or construct affordable housing in those 2 senior developments. Simply what we did was take the affordable housing requirement from those 2 senior developments west of the Parkway and place it on Route 9 and Georgetown Boulevard, close to commercial establishments and public transportation, 70 age-restricted rental units. No families, no school kids. This pilot agreement is consistent with state law. Township has no option or alternative but to issue this pilot agreement in order to satisfy affordable housing requirements as mandated by the state of New Jersey. Ordinance 2014-32, ordinance dealing with cats. As I indicated at the last meeting, we are participating and encouraging the TNR program, Trap, Neuter, and Release. While cats are very nice to look at, gentle to pet, they can be a nuisance in certain cases and situations. There are certain sections or neighborhoods of Barnegat that have issues or problems with an overpopulation of cats. What we're trying to do here is address that problem or concern in a humane way. And I'll leave it at that. Trap, neuter, and release by far is the most humane, acceptable way of dealing with overpopulation concerning cats. Ordinance 2014-33 is the ordinance dealing with smoking in the Township of Barnegat. As we discussed at the last Township committee meeting, the Township of Barnegat is current with this ordinance, will prohibit smoking at any municipal playground or athletic or sports facility. The two exceptions will be the municipal dock and the municipal beach. The Township Committee, not all five, however, the majority of them feel that at this point in time, the dock and the beach, smoking is not an issue. We will permit it again this summer, and if we need to revisit the issue at the end of the summer, we will, like any other ordinance, and make any modifications or adjustments accordingly. Township took a quick poll of roughly 44 communities along the coast and found that 1/3 of them had some sort of degree of smoking prohibition on the beach or on a dock, on the boardwalk, and 2/3 did not have any smoking prohibitions. Again, it's a position of the township that at this point in time we feel it's appropriate to prohibit smoking at municipal playgrounds, sports, recreation, and athletic fields, essentially any public facility with the exception of the dock and the beach. If there's a need to revisit, the township will revisit, reevaluate, assess, and make any modifications or changes as we deem appropriate and necessary. On page 5 of the agenda, we have ordinance 2014-34, second reading, public hearing, final adoption of a bond ordinance for roughly $1.2 million and water and sewer upgrades. They can be broken down as follows. $400,000 will be earmarked for water and sewer improvements, including but not limited to rehabilitation, relining, and upgrades to sewer lines, pumps, and other sewer-related collection disposal systems. $400,000 for the above-ground water storage facilities, and $90,000 for 2 municipal water and sewer four-wheel drive vehicles that are capable of snow plowing and responding to emergency situations. Again, let me go over those numbers again because I may have made a mistake. $400,000 to sewer improvements, $720,000 to the above-ground water storage tanks, and $90,000 to 2 four-wheel drive, snow-ready water and sewer vehicles. These will be replacing vehicles that are anywhere between 8 and 12 years old. Also on page 4, ordinance 2014-35, second reading, public hearing, final adoption, and our ordinance supplementing the land use code of Barnegat Township, consistent with what Township Committee member Al Billy stated. The township is preparing and adopting an ordinance that will allow for mixed development on Route 9. This mixed development will consist of roughly 33,000 square feet of commercial and 180 residential upscale apartment units on Route 9 in the commercial core in the town center. Again, as the Township Committee member Al Billy stated, in order for Barnegat Township to attract much needed and overdue commercial development, we have 2 options. Number 1, to allow mixed development, or number 2, to permit tax abatements and other concessions and giveaways. At this point in time, the township has been very successful with allowing for mixed development, which consists of both commercial and residential development. On page 5 of the agenda, Resolutions 471 through 474 represent over $400,000 in grant funding that the township has received in the past several months since the adoption of the budget. Whenever a municipal government receives grant funding after the adoption of the budget, we do something called a Chapter 159, which allows us to insert the revenue into the budget after the adoption of the budget. On page 6 of the agenda, Resolution 2014-478 represents first payment of a $370,000 grant for paving in Settlers Landing, of which $250,000 was furnished by the New Jersey Department of Transportation as part of their Transportation Trust Fund grants. And then finally, on page 7 of the agenda, Resolution 2014-485, we are authorizing an amendment to a current shared service agreement with Point Pleasant Borough. Back in June of 2014, the township adopted a shared service agreement which allowed us to provide tax collection services to Point Pleasant. As a result of going up there and assessing the condition of the tax office, additional resources were needed in order to make the tax office effective and efficient in nature. As a result of those additional resources, additional costs were incurred, and this agreement recognizes those additional costs. Thank you.
I'm
Yes.
sorry, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you go over 475? Did I miss that?
I'll go over that.
Please?
I have requests coming now.
Okay, because I don't know anything about this.
Okay. Part of the, whenever the township can take advantage of any purchasing co-ops, we do. Township is currently part of a couple purchasing co-ops, mainly the Stafford Township Purchasing Co-op. Ocean City is starting a purchasing co-op for coastal communities. For coastal communities, the major focus right now is fireworks display. Township of Barnegat, over the past several years, along with the Township of Ocean, has some issues or problems with fireworks and the vendors that we have secured for fireworks. We feel that there's strength in numbers, and by entering this purchasing co-op, we can eliminate those problems in addition to upgrading our show and minimizing the costs on the taxpayers of Barnegat. There is no cost by entering this co-op or obligation. Simply, we're taking advantage of an opportunity to realize the economies of scale.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, can I have a motion to open to public comment, please?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We're open to the public. Okay, Frank?
Have a Merry Christmas, healthy, and Happy New Year. Everyone up on the dais and everyone behind me. Ordinance 214, I know you explained 34, you explained, Dave. I think that what Al was talking about before about development, which is important, one of the things that troubles me a little bit is more development is fine, but improvement. Now, we have a good water utility, I'm having a little problem saying with the developers, we certainly have to be more prudent. I know a couple of developers went in and all of a sudden they're undersized of the pumps and then we wind up as taxpayers picking that up. And I think that we've got to be more prudent and looking and saying, here's what's got to go in there. And bigger is not always better. But in most cases, when you're growing, it is better. It is better. So I would certainly look at that. And then I noticed we have the compressor, a generator rather. Does the state contract have generators? I didn't bother to take a peek.
The generator is being funded through the New Jersey EIT, which is the Environmental Infrastructure Trust Fund. By using that fund, you have to go out to competitive bid. In addition to the generator, much work needs to be accomplished with regards to the electrical infrastructure with setting up the generator and connecting it to the current facility.
We have people on staff that do that.
They're not licensed engineers, electricians.
I thought we had one.
No, we do not.
Okay. What was the other one? The trucks. I know I discussed that with you in the truck. One of the things I'm wondering, we had a sale years ago. What are we doing with these trucks that we're certainly replacing? Are we going to have a sale again? And I know you promised one about a year ago.
Let me respond to that question. Back in 2006, we had what we call an auction.
Yes,
And,
I remember.
Yeah, you were there and you saw my talented auctioning skills.
Yes, I was outstanding.
Thank you very much. Since then, the internet's a wonderful thing, and we have something called Gov Deals. So most municipalities do not have physical auctions anymore. They have an auction online, on the web, on the internet, which frankly is much more beneficial to the township because you get a much wider pool of people interested in your
Oh, you got to do a visual too.
We give them pictures.
Okay.
Okay, and part of the deal is that you purchase as is, where is, on spot, and we put disclaimers in there. Most municipalities are leaning towards the electronic auction, and it's very beneficial.
I have no problem with the auction. I'm just wondering,
We've done that
have we
several
had
times.
it?
Yes, several times.
Or do we trade trucks in when
do
we
the auction.
get in a truck?
We do the
Okay.
auction because we find that much more beneficial from a financial perspective.
And the last question, when you're getting these, 2014 or 15, I don't know what you're buying, but I noted several times that when we got a new vehicle, I happen to always stop by when they get a new vehicle, look at it, it has some oxidation. And the reason it does, it's, say 2014, they don't move trucks like they do cars. It's sitting in that lot for a long time with the bed down, and all of a sudden, we get it or another town gets it, and you get a little oxidation, and that grows. Do we send somebody there to look at it and tell the dealer, fix this oxidation before we get it, even if it's a state contract?
2 points I'd like to make. Off state contract, when we purchase a vehicle, we usually have to wait 6 to 8 months to get it. Number two, when we do get it, we inspect it before we sign off.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Frank. Anyone else? Jake?
Thank you. Jake Taylor, 106 Newark. I just want to, I don't beat my gums too much tonight. Lenny, I want to thank you. I remember when you first came on the scene, and I know you'll be back like MacArthur. Because I've seen you go up, over the years. I guess we're getting up there. It's been a lot of years. But anyhow, I just want one question for Dave. And I'll speak on other resolutions when the proper time. On 491, is 491 money on the trucks part of that 1,210,000, or is that 70,000 additional to the 210?
No, it's part of the 1.2 million. And we're accelerating that purchase to take advantage of competitive prices before they close out at the end of the year.
In other words,
Yes.
that's part of the 210.
Yes.
All right, thanks.
That beeping wasn't for you, Jake. That beeping wasn't for you, by the way. We forgot to reset. Yeah. You said you were going to be fast, and you were.
My name's Caroline Prestera. I live at 30 Tower Lane. I've been a resident for 25 years. Thank you, Lenny. He knows me. I chase him down all the time. I was so glad to hear the mayor's statement about that you wanted advancement and the well-being for the residents of Barnegat. And I just wanted to bring to the attention, I don't know if any of you have been doing any recent drive-bys or drive-throughs any of the neighborhoods in Barnegat, but there seems to be an overabundance, as far as I'm concerned, of vacant, abandoned, boarded up homes. They call them zombie homes, ghost homes. I've done drive-bys, and I have a list here of just 106 of them in Settlers alone. Streets and their addresses. One of the streets, 50% of the homes are boarded up. And that's just by a drive-by. That's postings, wood over windows, things of that nature. I'm sure there are more abandoned homes in the township of Barnegat that are not outwardly apparent as far as the postings on the windows or the doors. In my neighborhood alone, there are 6 abandoned homes. I'm surrounded by them. They've been vacant since 2009. We're going on 6 years now. I know that in the town, I've been working with Mr. Dorasky. A lot of the banks and organizations that hold the mortgages for these homes are not as quick to change title from the homeowner to their organization. But they do have property management companies coming and cutting the lawns. But if you go on tax records and you go to the public records of Ocean County, you'll see that these homes are still titled in the original owner's names, not in the bank's names. And unfortunately, Mr. Dorasky says that your hands are tied. So I did a little investigating, and I thought maybe perhaps there are some towns, Long Island in particular, New York State in particular, that what they're doing is that they're noticing that these homes that have been vacant for 4 or more years and transfer of title is not being done, what they're doing is they are still, through their zoning offices, sending and formally submitting letters to the financial institutions to do something with the properties. What they've done is, within their council, have come up with ordinances to give these financial institutions or mortgage companies or whomever may be holding these mortgages or properties a timeline. And they inform them that they have a certain timeline to spruce up that property, put a for sale sign on it, get a rental in it, or do something with it. And it seems to be between 120 and 180 days that they're allowing these organizations to move these properties along. If they do not, then they're going to be fined. And I'm wondering if perhaps maybe the council might consider discussing something to this nature, because we can't move ahead in this town if we have neighborhoods that are decaying. And that's basically what's happening. There is a neighborhood in this town that's basically decaying since 2009. In 2009, the town said that my home was worth $317,000. I can tell you right now, nothing is selling. I went to refinance my home to pay for my child's college, and I can't even get, I have no mortgage on my home. I can't even get a second mortgage. I can't even negotiate my home for $100,000, which is 75% of market value. So that tells you now what my home is now worth, according to an appraisal with a bank. So I'm not the only one that's in that dilemma. There are other people in Settlers that are in that dilemma. And I think that before we worry about commercial, residential property going with commercial, we need to focus on what we have now and what's going to happen to it. Because basically people are going to be vacating, and they're going to be flying or trying to fly. And it's not going to help your school budgets. It's not going to help a lot of things. So I'm just wondering.
The time has expired. We will respond to you. Dave,
If anybody wants a list of the properties.
We'll take the list of the properties. Be aware that Mr. Dorasky is the code enforcement officer for Barnegat. He's very active on the streets. Whenever we see a property in violation, we do go through the process as mandated by the property maintenance code, which includes a 10-day notice of violation. If they don't abate it, then the township has the ability to go in and abate it. If you take a look at previous agendas, you'll see numerous resolutions with respect to placing a lien against a property for services rendered but not yet paid. However, the township is exploring different options and alternatives to address this issue, including a new, recently state law passed that will help us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Hi, Ray Leschak, 116 Redwood Drive, Barnegat. I agree with you. We had to do away with the rent leveling board.
Thank
We
you.
just couldn't find people.
Thank you.
And only a couple of questions. Section A3, it says 3.5% or 12-month rental value. Does that apply to a negative CPI as well? The reason why I'm asking is because I monitor things throughout our country and a few others. Monitoring Japan, which has a similar system to us here, it devastated the people. They went into a, instead of an inflation, it went into a deflation. And even though everything is paying less, including people's pays, they're still paying the same rents and taxes, and it just killed the public. So that's why I'm asking if it would apply to a negative CPI.
CPI applies to the Philadelphia region.
Well, I mean, with oil prices dropping, we might be in for one. You know, if things keep going the way they are, it might go negative.
We'll address that if it happens. I mean, for the most part, the CPI has been positive, has been above zero. If it's a negative CPI, I would find that to be a rather unique situation. I'm confident that the township will be able to address it at the time.
Okay.
It's a tough situation, negative CPI.
Okay, and then on, it says here, increase off based on the terms in subsection A1 and B. No hearing shall be scheduled, and I could understand from the financial point, but if no hearing is scheduled, where do the people who have a gripe submit them, and when? How do they go about it? If we don't
I would recommend to those individuals to follow the same practice they have been following for years, to submit their concern or issue to the township through the clerk's office to my attention. And one of the reasons why we're doing this is because the township committee and the township is acutely aware of the concerns of the residents. And I'm confident that we'll be able to sit down with property management to address them in a timely manner. I know working with property management over the years, for the most part, they do not want these quality of life issues or concerns to be outstanding for an extended period of time, and they've been cooperative with regards to resolving them. Again, let the township, I think we need to go through this process, as you indicated, Ray, that time has passed for the rent leveling board. Whenever the residents of Pinewood or Brighton had a problem or concern, they came to this building, this room, to this meeting. I think the township has a proven track record of sitting down with the parties and negotiating a settlement. Sometimes during those settlements, not everybody was happy, but consensus was reached. And that's the important thing, that consensus be reached, that the issue be resolved, and that we move ahead.
Okay, now did they come forward yet and put in for a decrease or increase?
I think they are waiting for this ordinance to pass tonight, and then they'll do what they need to do according to the new ordinance.
Okay, because a lot of the people there, some of them are homebound even, and it's very tough. I mean, I could get them here, but if they have to fill out papers, things like that, I don't even know if they're capable. And I have a lot of people with septic issues on their water. Their pipes are rotted, leading to their home.
Again, Ray, as I said at the beginning of the meeting, I don't think you'll find any stronger advocate than this township committee with addressing the needs of those two communities. And we do what we can within reason to help the communities.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that it might help to have a meeting in the courtroom like we usually do, except for...
Maybe we'll go west and have a meeting out there. How about that?
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi. Naomi Stahl. I don't live in Barnegat, but I'm here representing Tobacco Free for a Healthy New Jersey and Ocean Monmouth Helplines. And so I have the signs if the smoking ordinance does pass, and so this is what they will look like. And so I was in contact with Sharon, and she gave me a rough estimate of how many signs you would need. So so I'll just leave them for you up here.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And so, if it does pass, we also are able to provide stickers that you would place at the bottom, and towns usually put the ordinance number, and pretty much that's it. But if you want any other language to put on the stickers, you could just let me know, and we'll also provide those for you.
We have a very outstanding sign shop that will be more than happy to put the ordinance on those signs and any other language that's necessary.
Okay, yeah,
No problem.
I mean, it's free, so whatever.
No problem. We appreciate the signs, but signs are not cheap.
Yeah.
Nothing is. Thank you so much. Thank you. Luca?
Linda Croft, 38 Bridgewater's Passage. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope the holidays are wonderful. Regarding the foreclosure situation, Dave, you and I spoke, and Susan, the Homeowners Association, had addressed it with you regarding the new state law that was passed. It does give the ability of the municipality to adopt an ordinance that will require the financial institutions to give you a single point of contact for resolution of abandoned homes. It also will give the municipality, as written in the ordinance, the ability to fine the financial institutions a substantial amount on a daily basis if they do not come through to rectify the situations on these properties. That was 4 months ago, and I was hoping to see it on tonight's agenda, and it isn't, and I'm hoping to encourage everybody to consider putting that ordinance forth within the township of Barnegat for the benefit of everybody.
The township will be adopting the ordinance next year. We cannot do first reading tonight and have second reading in January.
Great. Thank
Okay?
you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Good evening. My name's Jack Rucker. I'm from 3 Gloria Lane, Brighton at Barnegat. And I'm just very disappointed that the rent leveling board is disappearing. I think it served well. It's a shame that we couldn't get additional members. I don't know how much energy was put into trying to obtain new members, but I'm sure it's going to be in capable hands.
Thank you.
So I'm not worried about that. I just think that it should be a public meeting.
It will be.
Okay, I thought I understood to say that it was not going to be a public meeting.
Certain situations may not, but it will be a public meeting if the property management wants to have a rent increase in excess of certain values as established by the ordinance, which has always been the case.
And what is that number? I mean, there's this, I am very familiar with how to calculate the rent increase. And there is nothing in there that says that there's a line where it becomes a public meeting. There's the seat in the ordinance, yes.
I think the ordinance clearly states that there are public meetings.
Oh, yes,
Okay,
yes, yes. But there's no minimum line where below that line there is no public meeting. And that's what I think you just said.
I made a mistake in your, I apologize for not,
No, that's all right.
maybe I
That's all right.
misunderstood you.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, what I'm saying
Yeah.
is there should be a public meeting. I mean, I review Barnegats. I've done it 4 years. 3 years I've found mistakes. So, and luckily, all but one was rectified before the board meeting. One had to be brought before the board. I won. So there are mistakes that are made. And it takes a considerable amount of time to review all the information that's given. Brighton at Barnegat has 30-some different rents. Now, to go through all those calculations, it takes time. And I know you have your plate full. I don't know how you're going to do it.
Well, as indicated at the last meeting, I will have professional assistance in doing that. They will be able to look through the various calculations and indicate whether or not they fairly represent the costs incurred the previous year.
Yeah, okay. It's the way the math is done that I've found is not proper. And
Okay.
I've proven myself correct. Second thing is the cat issue. I think it's great that you're going to have this, there's a capture, neuter,
Trap,
neuter, release.
Okay.
Think about it. Why do people do not want cats around their property. 2 reasons that I can think of anyway. There's probably more. One is feces,
Correct.
and 2 is damage created by the cat clawing the thing.
Correct.
Releasing them does not solve those 2 problems.
Again, as I indicated, TNR, trap, neuter, release, is the most humane way of dealing with an over.
Why spend the money? I mean, it's a waste of money if you're not going to
Again,
solve the problem.
It's the most humane way.
Yeah.
There are other ways to resolve the problem, but those ways are not humane. The township is elected to go with what the majority of towns in New Jersey and across the country are doing. We trap them, we neuter them, and we release them, and it reduces greatly the population. Sir, there's no question there are other ways to resolve this issue.
No.
Okay?
I'm not saying that you take those ways, but
yes,
there's got to be. Where are they released? Back where they were captured, or
various locations. It depends on the vendor that you're using.
So maybe that's the answer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they try to obviously get them to homes first, but that doesn't always work.
Okay. Yeah. I know a neighbor of mine has had the roof of his car damaged because of that. I know a number of people who have problem with feces. Yeah. So
it's an issue.
Most
no question,
is,
it's an issue. We've been wrestling with it for years. At this point in time, again, I'm going to stick to my word here, the most humane way of dealing with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Thank you,
All
sir.
right, thank you.
Morris?
Morris Flory, 4 Blue Claw Drive. 2014 was my first year as chairman of the Economic Development Committee, which was very educational. I want to thank Mr. Breeden for his support of the EDC with the addition of 2 members earlier in the year. Dave has been very helpful in providing advice and direction to me personally throughout the year, and I would welcome a continued relationship